Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm Chris. Welcome to my review video for DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 8, entitled Night of the Hawk. So, guys, Episode 8. This episode was very interesting. At first, I was like, whoa, this episode might be kind of a drag, very kind of a drab episode. I wasn't really interested in it at first. For the first maybe like 10 minutes, I was kind of like, nah, I don't know about this episode. It seems kind of strange to me. Um, but then it started to pick up a little bit when they started to develop all the different characters in this story and started to develop what Savage was doing and what the team was up to. I very much got into this whole espionage type feel of this episode, where they were trying to unravel this mystery of all these different murders happening in this town in 1958. It was actually kind of interesting that, they figured Savage was behind the murders. Well, I think they knew that there was a string of murders happening, and I think they suspected Savage. But then they found out he was a doctor, and he was actually living in that neighborhood and everything. It was a very interesting episode. I really enjoyed the. I liked all the different characters in this episode. I mean, we had Stein and Sarah playing the doctor nurse. We had Snart and Rip Hunter playing the FBI agents, which was very cool. I like that. We had Jefferson, who was basically like a teenage kid trying to get the scoop, what was happening with that girl and her boyfriend and all that. And then we had Palmer and Kendra playing a married couple living in that housing development where they would find out that Savage actually lived there as well. So that was really cool stuff. I really enjoyed that. I really like the fact that they introduced diversity into this episode, where all of our team comes from the 21st century, and now we're going back to like the 20th, back to 1958, where it was so repressed. I mean, and I thought it was so cool how they had Jefferson, who is a black kid, going on a date with a teenage white girl. At the time, that would be so frowned upon. I thought that was cool how they did that. I like that they also touched on a lesbian type relationship with Sarah and then that nurse too as well. So that was a taboo thing during 1958. Well, we also had a interracial marriage with Kendra and Palmer as well. That was, another taboo situation in the 50s as well. So I really like the fact that they introduced that type of stuff into this episode. I thought it was really cool how they did all that. And this episode was very, it was kind of freaky at times. It was a strange episode. It was a cool episode, but strange how they were introducing all these different developments into this episode, and I really enjoyed it. Another thing that was a positive for me was the actual makeup effects of the actual hawk creatures. I thought they looked so insanely scary, so freaky looking with the teeth and the wings and everything. Very frightening looking. So I mean, the makeup department did a fantastic job on that. But yeah, I mean, that was some of the stuff that I really enjoyed in this episode. I really like them. I really like the fact that, we have the team working together. I think when the team works together, it's a great episode when they all work together and they all play a part. I really enjoyed that. I really liked some of my favorite characters in this episode. Captain Cold again, I thought did an excellent job. He's always excellent, and then Rip playing the FBI agents, I thought was really cool. I really like Sarah in this episode again. She's always a positive, and I really thought that Palmer and Kendra did an excellent job as well. But she was a big part in this episode. They actually gave Kendra something to do in this episode where she actually tried to take out Savage by herself, and she figured out that you can't really do that. It's a team; you have to work together. Savage almost got her in this episode, so yeah, I mean, I really like the fact that the whole team was really working together in this episode. I thought that was cool, and the the whole episode, the whole ending, I thought was really cool too, where they actually left some of the team on in 1958. I think that's going to be a very interesting segue into the next episode to find out what the heck is going on there. But that also leads me into a few negatives. The one negative right off the bat was Kronos again. They keep introducing this Kronos character. I think he's just why is he there? I mean, he's I mean, I understand he needs to be there to maybe make a threat other than Savage, because Savage really isn't doing anything. He's throughout time, so I mean, he's not a really big threat all the time. Where they have to have Cronus, where it seems like they're always under threat from this bounty hunter. Which, I mean, I don't know. I think he's kind of lame. I don't know why. It's just something about it. He just always shows up, and he's just kind of lame, and he doesn't really do much. Another negative for me was the no conclusion to what happened to Heatwave. No, no conclusion that they touched on it here and there. They made it look like Snart killed him or and left him wherever he left him. That's what they made it look out to be. They made it look like that he murdered him and then left him. And I think even Jefferson says, if if he has the nerve to kill one of his best friends, what's he going to do to us? So I don't believe he killed him. He never said that he killed him. They're all assuming that he killed him, and it looked like he killed him from the last episode, but I don't believe at all that he killed him. I'm interested to find out what's going on with this plan or what's happening with Captain Cold. Is he sincere, or is he still does he have a scheme going on? I mean, that's what I want to find out. I mean, I'm not entirely sure right now. I mean, it's up in the air. I still suspect, me personally, this is just me. Until I see otherwise, I don't trust him. I think something's up with him. I mean, he didn't really explain himself, like what happened with Heatwave. He didn't explain that at all. Um, so yeah, I mean, I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong, and he could be a good guy now. I mean that's the way it looks on the surface, but I just don't trust him yet. So, but overall, I really liked this episode. At first, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm liking this episode very much. And then it developed, and we got all these different character angles and these characters playing different characters in 1958, and the diversity that they threw in this episode, I thought was awesome. I thought it was groundbreaking type stuff in this episode. Very cool with all the taboo elements that they threw in there that are more acceptable today, and they were doing it in 1958. I thought it was kind of cool. So I really enjoyed the episode. But anyway, guys, please write in the comments below what you guys thought of the episode. If you liked the episode, if you didn't like the episode, or any other subject that I talked about here, please write in the comments below. But that will do it for me for this week for another review video for Legends of Tomorrow. Until next week, guys, take it easy.